Hello YouTubers, how you doing? It's Dino back with more Let's Play on Farming Simulator 17. Now, since the last video I've played ahead a little bit. I've managed to get most of this field harvested. Not too much left to go now. We've also managed to have a bit of a tidy up. I said in the last video about how I prefer square fields because the workers struggle less, and I've been doing that. I've installed the GPS mod into the game. We're not going to use it too much, pretty much just for tidying fields up, and with the whole tidying fields up scenario, I've kind of decided we're not going to do this field for a little bit. What I've decided is we're going to leave this field as is for the moment. It's just taking far too long for us to harvest it. We're getting some okay croppage, but to be honest, it's a long way from home. Bringing the equipment down here takes time, and just trying to get this field tidied would take so much time that I don't think we can realistically spend on it. I may change my mind, I may do it off camera. I'm almost female in my ability of changing mind, but at the moment I'm thinking we're going to finish up the harvest down here. We currently have the worker up at field 6 there. You can see the worker going along. They're currently ploughing that field in. We have been up there, we have straightened the edges, and I will take you up there in a moment just to show you what we've done up at field 6. So we're just going to finish getting this harvested though. There we go, that will be the last pass on that little section there. As you can see, it's exactly what I'm talking about. The time it takes to fiddle around with these little bits, it's just not worth the return you get. And what we've actually created up in field 6, and to a degree in field 11 as well, because obviously we already tidied and ploughed that field last episode, is you've created little areas that you can place buildings down in if you need to, without cluttering up your farmyard. We're just trying to make the best use of the space that we've got, and make it return us a reasonable amount of money, because that is the name of this game. It's all about making money, because with money you can buy better equipment. With better equipment you can harvest quicker. If you can harvest quicker, you can harvest more fields. There we go, we're almost down here now. I think I might actually hire a worker for this. Now we've just tidied up those edges, and then I can just quickly run up and show you what we've done up at field 6. There we go. I'll tell you what, we'll slot this back in this groove, and we'll hire him out again, and I'll show you what we've done up at field 6. So we're going to just jump out of the tractor a second. We'll let him carry on going. We'll get rid of the mini-map for you. So as you can see, we've really squared up the bottom of this field. In fact, it may be easier to show you how we've done. Yeah, a little bit. Let me quickly change the fruit types there to growth, and you can see that we've actually knocked a fair bit of the edges off around field 6. We've lost all of that space over to the left, and a little bit at the top and at the right. So if I just quickly run over here, I'll show you what I mean about the placeable locations now. And what placeables we could use is the greenhouses, the bean hives, And later in the game we may even get some of the mixed food stations placed out here. It will depend on that one. Depends if we bring those sort of mods into the game or not. But yeah, as you can see, we've got a nice bit of space out here that if we were to create some placeables, we can place them over here without it causing us much trouble for harvesting the fields. And they're nice and close to the actual farmyard as well. The farmyard obviously being just over that fence. And it would be a real nice little area. That's it, we can jump over there into the farmyard again. We have got no storage on this map for sugar beets or potatoes. But what we can do is, if I can find the right button. Oh no. Let's bring the help up quickly, see if that's gonna, there we go, that'll do us. You have to hold it down, that's right, I remember now. And we can open these up. And what that'll give us is a lovely big space for storing sugar beets or potatoes in. We have got lights in there. We can turn the lights on over here. So that'll turn all the lights on in the barn. It looks really good at night. Over here, guys, we've got the seed buy point. And I believe that is the fertilizer buy point. We're probably not going to use those. The cost of using those versus going and buying it at the store, it works out quite a bit cheaper to actually go over there. There's our roller in all of its glory. Since it's finished doing all of its work, we've just parked it there out of the way. I'm not sure if we can open this door at all. No, we can't. Well, that's a shame. That would have been a nice little building to utilise. Over here we've got the grain storage drop-off point just there in the middle, and that's where you fill. That's for all of your grains out of that one. You've then got your liquid fertiliser there, and that's your fuel. Is that your fuel? Oh, I'm doubting myself now. No, that's your fuel there. So I'm not sure what that is. That might be liquid fertiliser. I'm not 100%. These are the pigs. I don't think I've brought you over to the pigs yet. We'll be getting into those later on for definite. There's your liquid fertiliser. So I'm not sure what that building. That may just be a dummy building. There's lots of old machinery laying around that's broken. You can't utilise at all. And we've got lots of storage for vehicles. Lots of storage for vehicles. It quite annoys me about these hay bales being here, because I would actually like to store my hay bales there. But it is what it is. It's a beautiful looking map. It's a shame we can't utilise that water trough there as well. So we need to start thinking about getting the cows and finish feeding the cows. So what we need to do for those is we need to use a mower. We need to utilise a mower. Maybe not that one. I may end up selling that. And we need to get some grass in this trough here, in this silo, so that we can start making silage. Silage is going to be quite important. Now we've got a couple of ways we can feed the cows. We can put all of the necessary bits in there. Let me just get to the animals. There we are. So we can put the water in. That's not a problem. Straw is not a problem. But the grass, silage, both of those, in reality, we need to make a decision on. Are we going to just feed them those two? Or are we also going to feed them the power food, which is your mixed rations? Now, for mixed rations, how you do that is you have to utilise some machinery. So over here you'll see we've got the straw sprayer, So if you've got lots of straw bales, you dump them into there and it sprays it out into the sleeping area for the cows. And then we have the forage mixed food blenders. We have the Silo King, which is a tow-along version, which is nice. Primarily, if you're using bales, this one's better, because you can just drop the bales in the top and it's job done. However, I quite enjoy using the Self-Line Compact 1612. With its little hoover at the front there, you can actually use all loose. So what that is, we could use our grain, our self-loading trailer, and in the middle there, obviously, we would have to put the silage. But then down against this side here, we could actually tip grass. And then down along this side here, we could actually tip the straw. And then all we do is we come along with our mixed forage machine. I can't remember the name of it. And just hoover up the quantities of what we want. And then come over and tip them into this trough. That is probably how I'm going to do this. Just because I'm not a fan of playing around with the bales. They take too much time and too much effort versus the reward. This is where the cows produce their manure and liquid manure, so you can come and get that out of there. I wonder if you can actually jump in there. It looked like you can. Can you jump out? That's the question. Oh no, I'm trapped in a poo heaven. Or a poo hell. Anyway, back to our machine, which is just about full over here. We'll let the worker finish up for us. There we go, we've fired the worker. We'll go and dump this off now. We're actually quite a long way away from our trailer, so I might see if we can actually connect the trailer up to this harvester. I don't think we can, but it's worth a try. I think it would be quite nice if some of these harvesters were actually able to not only tow one of these trailers, but we're actually able to tip the grain out into one of the trailers. I think that would definitely be a better way of doing things. Okay, so that's the trailer actually full. That's annoying. Let's put the pipe in on this. Let's see if we can hook up to it. Just because, well, we're here, we might as well have a look. No. Okay, so we'll take this guy back over and get him harvesting again. And then I think we're going to have to get the tractor, which is currently ploughing, to come and empty out our bad boy trailer for us. Although hopefully I think that will be then the last trailer load. We should be able to get this remaining part of the field harvested within that next section. So we're just going to go ahead and fire the worker, back up the plough a little bit and drop it off. We'll lower it down before we drop it. There we go. Okay, so let's get this guy over to the other field. And this is what I mean about the other field being just too far away to be utilised at the moment with such a small amount of machinery that we have. 11 is a bit of a pain from the farm, but it is right next to the sell point. So if you were to be utilising that field as we're going to, It's not the end of world, because you're not going to be dragging stuff back to the farm all the time. You can just take it straight to the sell point. Certainly if you're growing canola over there, the joy of canola is that you get a very good price for it, but you get a very small yield out of the field. Rule of thumb is you get about a half or a third. So if you can make one trailer load of canola, it equates out to 3 trailer loads of your wheat or barley. So out of field 11, I think we did end up getting 2 trailer loads out of there. No, it was nearly 3, wasn't it? It was nearly 50 odd thousand litres. So that means if we was to use canola in that field, we wouldn't even get a trailer load out of there. So that's definitely something to think about. We would get about the same amount in monetary value, but obviously it's all just space and time. And that's why I might end up tidying up this field that we're just going to now. Is it 15? Yeah, I might end up tidying field 15 up off camera, and just utilise it as our canola field. It wouldn't be end of world then. I mean, out of here so far, I think we've pulled 3. This might be the 4th trailer out of here. What have we got there? No, this would be my 3rd trailer. This is the 3rd trailer we've pulled out of this field that's full. So we'll be on to the 4th trailer by the time we've finished harvesting. So that would equal out roughly to a trailer, maybe 2 trailer loads of canola. But as you can see, it's quite a drive over here to pick it up. There we go, that's us hooked up. It's quite a drag out of here with this small tractor as well. And it's a shame we're a little bit uphill, but it's doing an okay job. We're still picking up speed going up here. So that's the update for now. I think I'm going to go back off camera a little bit, just finish up getting this field harvested, finish up getting the other field ploughed, and just see where we are monetary wise at the end of that. So I shall finish this up off camera and be right back. How are we doing then? Right, so we've finished the harvest down at 15 now, and we've got one more pass to make here, with the worker doing the work, because he can plough our dam so it's straighter than I can. Once he's finished that, or actually once he's started that, I may take over. We're going to have another one to run there, I think. Yeah, we are. We'll drop them back down. So we've got a little bit left to do here. We've got some tidying up in the ploughing department. We should be okay. We've got to go down the edges just to get the bits that the worker has missed when he's been doing his ploughing. I actually thought we had a little less to do than what we have. Oh, see, look. There we go. There's my ploughing again. There we go. I'll tell you what, we'll actually get the worker to finish that off, I think. So we've parked the harvester up over here at the shop. It was the easiest and quickest place for us to put him. Next step is going to be running some fertilizer over the place. What have we got there? That's seed. So let's buy some fertilizer. We can just whiz over here, do that. So solid bag fertilizer, yes, okay. We're going to buy 2 of those, simply because our seeder also fertilizes. So what we'll be able to do, we'll be able to load up with some fertilizer and seed, and we'll also load up with fertilizer in the spreader there. So what we'll do, we'll spread the ploughed field with fertilizer, and that will give us a stage 1 fertilise, and then we'll go over with the seeder, which will give us a second stage of fertilise. So all we'll really need to do then is the 3rd and final stage of fertilisation. What I would like to do is get the weed whacker, which in the first stage of growth, if you use that to over the fields, it actually acts as an extra layer of fertiliser, just because you've in theory got rid of all the weeds out of it and increased the crop. So we're waiting up now for him to finish this last little bit. What we'll do when he gets to the end of this row, we'll just quickly drive down, tidy up that edge, and then we can drive up the other edge, tidy that up, and then he can just finish off that last little bit. I've been having a bit of a think, and the next thing we need to work on really for me is getting some grass. As much as I would like us to get all of this replanted, I think we might be better off actually getting some grass harvested first, just so that we can get the grass harvested, and then once we've done that we can start seeding. We really need a second tractor. It's really slowing down and hampering operations at the moment. So actually, with that in mind, we're going to ignore the grass. We're going to ignore the cows. We don't really have the money for the cows at the moment anyway. So I think what we will do, we'll just hit the seeder hard. We'll get stuff seeded, and then that can be growing. I may look at purchasing the grass cutting equipment, so that we've got something to do while waiting for the crops to grow. There we go. I think I might have actually just missed a little speck there. There we go, that got it. Right, so all of the bottom here is obviously nicely ploughed, because that is now just one nice solid line, and we've been ploughing that way. So you can see the little wedges that have been caused by him when he turns round at the edges. So we'll just quickly run up here. Oh, actually, we've got quite a big bit there that he's not actually done. He must have got to the end of here and then turned round, which is one of the reasons we've kind of tried to make this a little bit more square, is to try and eliminate this. There we go, that's that bit done. So we'll come up this edge now. That's that bit done. So to actually plough a field, so if we wanted to, we could make this section here a field that we've turned back into non-field, and all you have to do is you hold down the left hand bumper on the controller and press Y, the yellow button, and that allows create field, and you can basically then plough any surface you want and turn it into a field. The only downside is you can't hire a worker to do that for you. And what that means in reality is that you're going to get a wonky field. So that's where the field deleting tool comes back into its own. You can really tidy up and get nice edges like I've got here on this one. So we've just hired the worker again just to carry on doing this last little bit. Once we've done that, we shall head on down to pick up the cedar. So we've dropped the plough off there. We're going to leave this field now and go down and fill up the cedar. Oh, he slowed down. That was a crash for cash if ever I saw one. And there we go, back in cab. So we're a little bit better on the sensitivity now. I've adjusted the dead zone. The sensitivity, I've not been able to change too much with how sensitive it is to movement. But we've turned the dead zone down a little, or increased the dead zone, which means we just get a little bit less wander off of the controller. There we go. Oh, late, last minute. Oh, and we've crashed and... seriously, all of these cars, they're just annoying. I mean, I'm a farm vehicle. These vehicles should be not holding me up. It's just not good. I mean, technically we're speeding, I suppose. Let's there we go. We've dropped the cruise control on so that we're down there at 30. That should hopefully stop them whinging at us a little bit. So, here we are at the fertiliser. So, first things first is we grab the fertiliser spreader. Now, there are a couple of different ways you can do this. You can open the cover and use a front loader to pick up the pallet of fertiliser and stick it in, or you can just reverse near it and push the button and it'll actually load itself, which is what we're obviously doing right here right now. You can see it's loading up nicely. Wow, okay, so that takes quite a bit more than I thought it was going to. Let's see where we get to with that one. That should take us to there. So we need another 2 of those. Okay, that's them bought. So let's get those on board as well. Close the cover. We don't want to spill any of it, but you can. And it's then really a case of judging roughly where you want to start and hire out your worker for doing this, really. There we go. So he'll now go and fertilise all of the field. We'll probably get him to do both of the fields and then come back and then start planting. I like to try and get it all planted all at the same time. That way it all becomes ready at the same sort of time. The next big decision we really need to make is kind of what are we going to actually plant in here. So if we go into the prices, we can see that we've really knocked the price out of the wheat there. It's down at £380 per tonne. Yeah, you know, it's almost not worth selling. It's certainly not worth growing. The barley has recovered a little bit. from when we sold some earlier, but I think we're going to do the canola, which is the third one along there, like the little bunch of flowers on the stalk. Simply because we got a good price, and I think we can harvest it a bit quicker. And to be honest, we just need to do a really good quick harvest so that we can get some money in. We need that second tractor. So I'm going to go get all of this fertilising done, and I'll see you in a little while. Okay, so that's us done with the fertilising. It doesn't take as long to do that as it does everything else, thankfully. Just do a little circle there. I'm actually just going to drop it down here next to the plough. As you can see, we've used 2/3 of the fertiliser in there. Yeah, it's definitely an expense. Should have gone out of the gate there, shouldn't I? So that's all nicely fertilised now. I have decided, as I said a minute ago, we're going to go for the canola. So let's come down, load up the seeder. You also may have noticed that I've had to refuel the tractor. 9.6 hours of use we've got on this tractor already. It's kind of the downside to the fact that we're having to use it for everything. I'm hoping selling this canola off will get us enough money that we can buy a second half decent tractor. We really need the help. It won't be too bad going forward now, because we won't have to do the ploughing for a couple of days, so that'll help us no end. But it'd be good to be able to go do some grass cutting, or run the trailer, whatever. Actually run the trailer. Have I left the trailer over in the other field? I bet I have. Let's go grab that. Let's go grab the other trailer. And that'll give us a bit more money then. What a great idea. Oh, these cars. They just need to get out the way. No, I'm doing the speed limit. I'm doing the speed limit. You need to move. 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 Give them a shove. See if that moves them along at all. Come on. Yeesh. Give them one last nudge before we go. Yep, there we go. Okay. Right, now, where did we leave that? Where did we leave that trailer? It's in here somewhere. It's in here somewhere. It's got to be down over in this corner. I can't believe I forgot about that trailer. There it is. So we're getting close to tea time now. It's getting up towards 6 o'clock. Jump outside of the cab for a second. So what I think there's about 25,000 litres in there. Oh no, just 20,000 litres. Okay, so we know the guy that owns this field next to us. We're going to take a little shortcut and just drive through his field, but don't tell him. It's a lovely big field, this one, but it's far from flat. As you get over near the exit to the field out onto the road, you'll notice there's some real big bumps. Now they're not a major problem in a smaller combine or seeder, but if you get some of the big stuff in, this little dip that we're in just here you can have that not get seeded because the seeding boom doesn't actually touch it. So it's a real one to watch for with some of the fields. Okay, we'll get out of there before him. There we go. Oh, and he hit us anyway. Yeah, the traffic on this, it's a thing. It's a real thing. It does irritate me more than a little bit, I must confess. There is half a chance you may see a video in the not too distant future and see no cars. There's enough of a challenge to getting some of these loads around without having to worry about the cars. If the AI was a little better on the cars, you could maybe live with it, but eesh. Right, we're gonna set that to tip, and we're actually going to abandon the trailer just down in that silo. I'd probably. We could take it all the way home, but it's a long journey for nothing. I'll tell you what, actually, we'll go put it at the shop next to the combine. There we go. Actually, I think we'll back it up towards the shop. Straighten it up a bit without hitting the shop would be good. I'll tell you what, that's close enough for me. Okay. So first things first, hook up to that and pull out next to the seeds, and let's get some seeds going in here. Whilst that's loading in, we'll quickly buy another bag of seed and 2 bags of fertilizer. There we go, that's loaded that up. So we can now pull up next to these and continue filling up. There we go, that's the fertilizer full. We need to buy another seed bag. There we go. So we can now load that up as well. And that's us completely loaded. So, that's this video done with, guys. I'm going to go and get all this seeding done whilst you're away. And I'll see you next time. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.